Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the channel for another live show as we reflect on what was a very incredibly frustrating evening last night. Obviously losing 1-0 against Birmingham at home, probably the easiest 1-0 they'll ever have. They were that comfortable. They didn't even bother going for the second goal either, as they knew we wouldn't score. So we didn't break a sweat, neither did Bolton on Saturday when they beat us. Look, we're going to get into it all, dissect it all, look at the key points, share our thoughts throughout the show as well. But honestly, might be a few rants in this show tonight because, I'm just got to the point now where it's just getting too much in terms of just disappointment after disappointment, isn't it? It's just being let down every time. And look, all I want to see is go out there and give it everything, create chances, look like we're going to score at least, and just try and cause a threat and, and a bit of entertainment, on the field. But at the moment, it's dreadful to watch, and no excitement on the pitch at all, no creativity, just nothing. Just nothing to get excited about, ultimately. So, look, we're going to break it down. We're going to discuss it. But first, let's get into the comments before we do get into it all this evening. But I hope you're all doing well, by the way, apart from the football, of course. Good evening to you all. Ian says, hi, mate. Apart from the football side of things, hope you're okay. Yeah, obviously, just keep going, don't you? But I don't know, I guess I'm okay, as okay as I will be at this point, to be honest with you. But yeah, good to see you in the chat, Aiden. Hope you're doing well, mate. And Aiden says, make sure you just smash the likes, everyone, and subscribe. If you just join in, make sure you do drop a like on the video. It just helps the video a lot, guys. Honestly, it does. And subscribe if you're new. We are getting closer to that 800 mark, and it'll be lovely for you guys to help me get to that target soon. I think we're currently at, I think it's like 37 subscribers away from 800 at the moment, so we're getting closer now. Ian says that performance yesterday was unacceptable again. Yeah, it's just the fact these performances are just constantly unacceptable performances, and this is the infuriating thing for me because, like, if we came away from a game and said, you know what, we gave everything today. We played well. We tried to make things happen. We created chances and we looked good. Then I'd be happy. I'd be fine with that, But I just think it's the manner in the way we're losing games and dropping points at the moment, which is just unacceptable. But I agree. Matthew's in. He says, hello, mate. Just popped in to say hi and smash you a like. Hope you're well, bud. Yeah, big up to you, Matthew. Good to see you in the chat, and hope you're well as well. Guys, tomorrow night we'll be doing a transfer roundup show with Matt on the Trades North Bounds and my channel as well, because we do dual streaming. So do join us at 6:15 tomorrow evening for that show. We're going to round up all the transfers from the EFL and the Premier League, indeed. So join us for that one, guys, tomorrow at 6:15. Josh says, good evening, Ryan. Hope all is going well after that shit show last night. Look, I've been in a foul mood since yesterday night, to be fair, when I left the stadium, and it's continued into today, to be honest with you. Just horrible, to be fair, but good to see you. Hello there. And Aiden says, I'm begging to think promotion is out of the window. There's no chance that side gets promoted. I'll be surprised if we do. Look, I feel like we're clinging on to promotion at this point, guys. I feel like we're clinging on to the playoff places, should I say. And we're certainly not going up playing like this. Because if you look at the other teams around us right now, everything about them, they're organised, they're passing well, they're creating chances, they move, they're just better than us. So unless we start upping up our game again, then I'm feeling a bit like, yeah, I mean, if we continue like this, we'll be looking to get a playoff place. And yeah, might be a bit overreacted right now, but it's the truth. The gap is only 4 points now. So, and we were looking comfortable not so long ago, but because we're dropping points left, right, and centre, there's only 4 points in it, and then we might be out of the playoff places. So, yeah, I'm feeling the same, to be honest with you. And please terminate Matty Pearson's contract now. I mean, look, we're going to get into the antics of Matty Pearson a bit later on, but yeah, I've got a few things to say about that, absolutely. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And yeah, honestly, so bad, isn't it? But look, before we get into the lineup, by the way, don't even get me started on all that rubbish before kickoff yesterday. By the way, what on earth was that about? It's a football match, not a music festival. And I'm sorry, this so-called pre-match entertainment rubbish, we don't need it. And we've got to be honest, it was one of the most embarrassing things I've seen at the club, to be honest with you. I mean, wow. I mean, we don't need all that rubbish. It's about blooming giving entertainment on the field when the game starts, not blooming so-called pre-match entertainment rubbish. Honestly, I was literally shit. I couldn't believe I was just literally heading my hands, shaking my head at that point, to be fair. I was like, what the hell is this? Honestly, just embarrassing. Michael, sounds like Joe Taylor injured, could be out for a few weeks. Yeah, we're going to get into that in a minute, because I'm just... I mean, to be fair, we don't even give service to our strikers anyway, so, we brought in 2 strikers, and one's already injured and the other isn't really getting the service. We're just lumping the ball upfield, so we don't even give service to our strikers. And but yeah, hello to you, Michael, by the way, as well. Aiden says hi. I fell asleep. I mean, yeah, it was just unbelievably rubbish, wasn't it? It was that boring. Yeah. Only one thing certain, we'll be playing. Dave, I think you kind of not finished your sentence off, but yeah. So yeah, but look, if you want to get the fans energized, tell the players to put a tackle in, taking a man and have a bloody shot, for goodness sakes. Give the fans something to shout about and believe in. But we're not getting that at the moment. And, like I said yesterday, I don't mind losing. I hate losing, but I don't mind losing. But it's the manner of what we lose. I don't mind losing if we give everything, we're like, come away and think, you know what, we give our best, but it wasn't enough. Fair enough. Fine. I can take a defeat like that. But when we're coming away losing games like we are in this manner, it's just not acceptable, is it? But look, let's get into the lineup we started with. Look, it didn't exactly excite me when I first saw the lineup. In fact, I was like, wow, what on earth is happening here right now? Obviously, we're going to get the lineup up now. Here we are. I'm so disorganized this evening. So obviously, this was the starting lineup. Look, I mean, first of all, I said that I don't want to see Pearson and Lee starting in the back 3. And guess what happened, guys? Again, starts them both together. It is honestly the most baffling thing I've ever seen in my life. Honestly, anyone with common sense would not be starting them both together. I'm sorry. We need, a ball-playing centre-back, not starting both of these together, because it makes the defence so bad. So bad. And to be honest with you, why not just try one of the youngsters in? Why not try and put somebody from, Eccleston, get him in the lineup. I'd rather see him in one of these Muppets that are so bad that I don't even know how they still at the club, to be honest with you. And when the contract runs out in the summer, they best not be renewed, because I tell you now, they can just let them go. Ruskin, though, obviously, good to see Ruskin getting a call up, obviously back into the lineup now, obviously after the suspension that he had to serve. So yeah, good to see Ruskin. Sorensen also obviously comes back into the starting 11, come off the bench against Bolton at the weekend as well. So yeah, it started the game. So like I said, we've already alluded to Taylor. There were rumours one day before that Taylor was out, and apparently a little bit of a niggle to his hamstring. So yeah, I mean, we signed him for what was it? 3 million plus, and now he's already injured. So happy days, guys! Just unbelievably, it's just a joke, isn't it? It's absolutely a joke. Obviously, Wiles didn't make the lineup either. How a little cut on the top of your foot can rule you out of the game, I'll never know. Yes, you have to have stitches, but blooming heck, just get yourself back in there, man. What is up with these players? And of course, Marshall and Kane both back into the lineup as well. But look, the selection it was really I just don't understand. Obviously, start with Evans and Kane combined, obviously, with a very willing Hogg, but limited as well at his age. Now, Hodge for me had done enough in that brief cameo on Saturday against Bolton to suggest it could add some really forward momentum play in the absence of Kasumu, who we're missing desperately at the moment. But he was left on the bench for too long. Evans and Kane failed to ignite the wing backs, so crucial to just rather than one-dimensional tactical plan. But like I say, at least we had two out-and-out wing-backs in Ruskin and Sorensen. But I don't know what Hodge has to do to get in the lineup, to be fair, because like I said, I've liked him when he's come on. And the fact that he just keeps putting him on the bench, if you're not going to play it, just send him back to Wolves, as far as I'm concerned, because, we need that energy in that midfield, and Hodge does actually bring that, and he brings that forward-thinking play. So I don't understand, guys. I really don't understand. But let's get to the comments. Sorry, I'm absolutely going. I'm not focusing right now. Ruskin looked quality in the first half. Yeah, look, Ruskin. He was good. Or Ruskin. I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't think he's Ruskin, isn't it? But yeah, no, I'm gonna get into it. But yeah, I agree. Too many sick notes. Saul says, yeah. I mean, look, honestly, there is. And all this blooming rubbish about having bad luck with injuries, it's all nonsense. The medical department, clearly, again, another department that's not fit for purpose in our club. Clearly not doing the job correctly. And clearly not very good at the job either, to be honest with you. So, yeah. It's just utter garbage. And Jordan's in. He said, hello, Ryan. Hello to you, Jordan. How are you doing? Good to see you in the chat. Hi all, what's going on with Joe Taylor? Well, apparently he's done his hamstring. I'm not sure how serious it is as of yet, but yeah, I mean, he might have been a precaution. We don't really know. We haven't really been told, have we? Duff's been very. He said he's waiting for the scan on the Taylor injury, and it looks like, well, if you knew he wasn't going to be available, the scan should have been done, and you should already know what the issue is. But apparently it's a niggle to his hamstring, but I don't know how serious it is. So yeah. Evans looked good in the first half as well, but please take him off corners. I mean, we're going to get into it, but yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, why, when he clearly isn't going well for him in the corners, why do we persist with players that are just not producing what we need? Yeah, he's in. Well, he's I don't know how long he's going to be out for, but there's question marks about Saturday, but might be available, but I'm not sure. I don't get why Duff didn't put Ruskin on corners because he's got a good cross. Yeah, he does, doesn't he? Yeah, I agree. I don't know. Just see any common sense at this football club, to be honest with you. Dion Charles never impressed me when I saw him play for Bolton. I hope he improves now. Yeah, the problem is though, Saul, and I get that. Look, I've been a little bit like, this only 2 games. He's only played 2 games, and I'm not going to judge him yet, but I just think that it's really hard to judge our strikers when we're not giving them the service they need. Why are we... When you're just lumping the ball upfield, and bearing in mind Charles isn't the tallest. You know, he's 5'9", 10. He's not going to win the headers. You've got to play to his strengths. So when you're just lumping the ball forward, it's not going to be effective, and it's not going to be impressive the way he's playing up there because he's not been able to get in the game properly. So, yeah, look, I know what you're saying. He was a bit out of form at Bolton, and obviously they kind of let him go, didn't they, Bolton? But I just think that Charles, you know, there's a good player in there, but like I said, just doesn't have the service. Duff needs to try something new and fast. Well, this is the problem, though, Keith. You know, he's just too stubborn. He's just too stubborn, and he won't change. He won't change, and this is the issue I've got with him. You know, if it doesn't work, it's plan A or no plan at all. If plan A doesn't work, then we haven't got a plan B, C, or D. So yeah, but look, the lineup. Look, it was good to see Marshall starting as well. Obviously, I wasn't really a fan of the balance in the midfield. I would have put Hodge in there. The defence, the back three, obviously Spencer went into the back three. Balker was on the bench. But yeah, like I said, Matty Pearson and Tom Lees at the back. No, it's just a disaster waiting to happen, I'm afraid. So yeah, imbalance in the midfield, not infused with the defence. Strikers, fair enough, yeah. Look, obviously, we did obviously Marshall and Charles, fair enough. But we just haven't got that focal point, have we? We just haven't got that focal point up top. And that's why, you know, when you're lumping the ball forward, it isn't going to work, guys, is it? It's not going to work. But look, that was the lineup. So let's get into the game itself. Because, like I said, we actually started. Yeah, I mean, we started okay, I guess. You know, obviously, we did play. We played okay in that first half, but I just think we were lacking any kind of direction, weren't we, with how we were playing, and I think to have missed a bit of the. But the first half was pretty close, wasn't it? Obviously, you know what I mean. We were forcing Birmingham to go long a lot of the time as well, and obviously they were. But when we were in possession, I thought we were dreadful in possession. By the way, I thought that the way we were just constantly giving the ball away, you know, and we just carried no threat throughout the game. And I'm sorry, you know. And I just think, you know, in the attacking areas, we carried no threat whatsoever, did we? You know, and look, Marshall will work hard for you, but like I said, the height of them both, it just doesn't really work. The combination doesn't really work when we're playing as we are. You've got to play it into feet. Now, we did have a chance early on, didn't we? Obviously, Ruskin getting forward and a good delivery into the box. Charles, though, obviously hitting it straight at the keeper. But it was a good delivery in by Ruskin, I'll give him that. And it was a little bit of a... It was nice down the left-hand side, wasn't it, for us? But his head it was just too tame, the header that he got onto it. And really... That was the only significant threat to the goal of Birmingham's all evening, wasn't it? You know, unless you count the Marshall, you know, chance where he miscued it and attempted a shot in a good position. But in tight games, big errors are glaring, and the lack of technique, you know, you can see very costly. But I just think we started well first 7 or 8 minutes, and then that was as good as it got for us. Birmingham just suppressed all of our attempts to gain momentum from then on in, and we just couldn't get anywhere. You know, it was a really poor half, and I just think for me, and I think, you know, Birmingham were getting in behind. They weren't really They weren't. Chapman wasn't really tested all night, was he? Really, you know, and you know what I mean. And it was a very fairly even kind of first half, I would say, to be honest with you. The Chapman was forced into a save, though. Obviously, I just think, and then the Evans corners as well. These last few games have been terrible for me. I think another one can't beat the first man, and for me, when you're constantly hitting the first man with your corners, then you need to change it. You know, you need to change the corner taker. I still think Evans is way off the pace. I'm going to be honest. I'm not really excited by him being in the team at the moment. Don't really. He's just lacking so much. His first touching everything. To be honest with you. Again, Birmingham though getting in behind left hand side. They get in behind again, force multiple blocked shots that ultimately led to another corner. And yeah, it just felt like it was a matter of when, not if, Birmingham was going to score. I do think that Marshall held the ball up when he could. I thought it was a good moment, wasn't it, in that first half, where he held the ball up, brought Evans into the play, down the left-hand side. Obviously, he drives forward, cross low towards Marshall in the box, but then, like I said, he miscues the chance in front of goal. And yeah, he just show a little bit of inexperience, doesn't he, Marshall, at times. Now, the break, obviously, like I said, it was all square, 0-0. No real big chances to note for either side, to be honest with you, was there really? Birmingham probably just edging things and looking more dangerous when going forward, but that wasn't really hard, was it? Lack of quality and creativity on show yet again for us, as we just simply couldn't get our strikers into the game. Now, we pressed in that first half, you know, and it did kind of pay off at times, but we just haven't been able to we just didn't do much with it, did we, when we won the ball high up? We just didn't do anything. Like we've already mentioned, Ruskin did well, looked good attacking-wise. But obviously, when he was getting down that flank, obviously, he did create spaces in the left. He did create spaces, didn't it, for the Birmingham to exploit. Obviously, you know, as he was going so high, obviously then he was leaving a big gap. But yeah. In fairness, I want to give credit to Hogg yesterday because he had a brilliant performance yesterday. Not our best player, but definitely a better performance from him. Yeah, look, you're going to get a really committed performance, aren't you, from Hogg? But for me, I just think Hogg does still slow the game down a little bit too much. And I don't mind Hogg coming on from the bench, you know, and helping us. But I just don't think he's necessarily a starter anymore, to be honest with you guys. And yeah, I get what you're saying. He did well, but just, I don't know. I just don't think he should be starting. Jensen said, hi mate, how you doing? Absolutely awful yesterday. Hello Jensen, how you doing? Yeah, I mean, as good as I will be at this point, to be honest with you, but yeah, it was awful, wasn't it? It was really bad yesterday. Hogg was sorry last two games, like we could have played for 25 hours and not scored. Yeah, look, we could have played for another 180 minutes, couldn't we? And we still wouldn't have scored. Absolutely dreadful, isn't it? Yeah, and the fact of the matter is, guys, is that it's just not good enough, is it? And I think the way we started that second half, by the way, I'm just thinking of what on earth was said at half time, because there was no improvement from us. We were still doing the same thing over and over again. There were no creativity still. Just nothing had changed. we needed a spark, and we didn't have anything, you know. And then, of course, Birmingham end up scoring in the opening few minutes of the half, which, yeah, I mean, look, a strike from the edge of the box, Anderson, by Anderson, it goes in. But I want to talk through this goal, actually, because, look, he was just able to bring the ball down, wasn't he? With all the time in the world, no pressure on the, no pressure on him, wasn't closed down, and then he just ended up volleying it into the back of the net and from distance. So I'm gonna go through the goal. I'm gonna go through the different parts of it, dissect the goal a bit now, because there's so many errors from our point of view here that are just not acceptable. But guys, if you are in the building right now, make sure you do drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new around here, and let me know your thoughts on the game last night, guys. John said, evening, mate, and all. Pretty ugly game last night. Some goal to win a game, I will say. Yeah, evening to you, John. Yeah, look, I mean, I just think, for me, we've got to be closing down better with the goal. But look, let's go for the goal. Now, let's have a look at this first. Now, this is from a throw-in, obviously. Ruskin did get a challenge initially. Then obviously rebounded back to the Birmingham player, who then was able to get past his man. Now, I've circled the players that are just completely unmarked. Now you've got Anderson on the edge of the penalty area in acres of space. No, but you cannot do this. And then you've got players ball watching the penalty area as well. Why are we marking space? Why are we not marking the men? I'll never know. And then we move it on a little bit. And then obviously Spencer did end up heading it away, but he headed it straight to the Birmingham player on the edge of the penalty area there, as you can see circled. But again, still the space for Anderson to move into when he needs to. And then, yeah, look, he finds Anderson. And the reason I put that line in there on the left-hand side is that look at the gap. What is Sorensen doing exactly? What is he actually doing? You know, you know what I mean? You've got to push higher up, you know. You know what I mean? And so, look, there were so many errors in this. And the fact that he still had enough space, he had space time and time again. It was just atrocious, wasn't it? And, yeah, Sorensen marking Finnair for some reason. And then it comes to Anderson, who then, again, has all the time in the world, like I said. And then Sorensen, I've circled Sorensen here, guys, because I think that when Anderson has the ball, he's about to bring it down. Sorensen just half-heartedly tries to block it. And then it just ends up, you know, obviously then it ends up going in the back of the net. And it's like, well, if you're going to try and get a block in, at least give it 110%. Don't just be half-hearted about it. So, yeah, it was very soft defending. And, look, it was a good goal from distance, but I do think that we didn't help ourselves here. You can't give that amount of space on the edge of the penalty area, and he had all the time in the world. So yeah, not good at all. And I think really you knew from that point that was it for us. Then we weren't getting back into this game, and you know, just before that goal, Birmingham got in behind yet again down our left hand side. Spencer did well and got back to make a block, but obviously, where's the desire to get back and help out? You know, it's me. There's no desire to get back and help out your teammates in this side, is there? And obviously, Hogg was also trying to get the players fired up, but nothing seemed to be working. But look, it was a slow start, and we got punished for that slow start. We needed to come out the blocks in that second half, and we didn't. And we faced an uphill battle, to be honest with you, from then on in. And Aiden says, I know I keep mentioning, but I feel like I need to because I don't get why these players don't communicate with each other. It's really annoying how these players just can't talk to each other. Yeah, you know, I remember you saying this on the last show, Aiden, and you know, communication is one of the most important parts of football. You know, you've got to be communicating. You've got to make sure you know You know what I mean? Communicating well, because if you don't, then it just shows on the pitch, doesn't it? You know. So yeah, no, it really is infuriating, and I don't even know. I don't know why they don't communicate with each other. I don't understand. Adam says ridiculous defending for their goal. Great finish, but he should have never had the chance. Yeah, I agree, Adam, and hello to you as well, by the way. And that's what I was kind of going through them stages of how the goal happened, because it was so avoidable from our point of view. We didn't need to give him that chance in the first place, and certainly giving a player of that quality on the edge of the penalty area that much space, you're asking for trouble, aren't you? Really? So yeah, utterly ridiculous, wasn't it? What do our players do this? We don't mark a player, then the player gets the ball all of a sudden. Oh, I see him, I'm going to go to him. It's absolutely stupid. Yeah, we're just marking thin air, aren't we? Why are we not getting closer to players? Why are we not putting players under pressure quicker? Why are we not closing down quicker? Where's the desire from this group? I don't see it anywhere. We need a defender now. Yeah, we do, but according to Nagel, you know, it doesn't look like we are going to get anybody in Aiden. That's what he said. He said don't rule anything out, but I'm pretty sure. To be honest, I didn't really listen to what he said, but I think he was saying that it looks unlikely. So what does that suggest? Tools down as soon as they hit there. No desire to try and get back in it. Pathetic set of players. Yeah, no, I agree. There was no, you know, you've got to react if you end up conceding in that second half like we did, but we didn't. We didn't do anything, and like I said earlier at the very start, Birmingham didn't even try and go for the second goal because they knew that we weren't getting a goal. We didn't look like scoring, did we, at all? But look, then what he does is Duff, and I don't understand these substitutions, by the way. Duff then makes his first change of the game. Okay, Hodge, fine. That was a good start. I like Hodge coming on. But he takes off Sorensen for Turn. And that means now that we've not got a wing back in the team on that side. So we're effectively abandoning the wing back area where Sorensen is. And Turn clearly hasn't got he doesn't go forward, you know. So you could see in the game as well that on Sorensen's side there was no option down that flank because Turk was so deep, and it's like, well, what was that substitution about, really? I just don't understand. Do you know what I mean? The club saying we don't need to replace Alec is hilarious. Lead boots, Lees and Pearson shushing the Talons can do one for me. Yeah, look, I mean, we're going to get into that in a moment, and it really is a disgrace. It really is a disgrace, isn't it? And I think that just infuriated us even more than it, to be honest with you. And then further down the line, he takes off Ruskin to come on for Corona, and it's like, again, Corona isn't a wing back, and why are we replacing Ruskin, who did well in the game? Yes, he hasn't played many minutes recently because of that suspension, but he came in and he played a lot of minutes prior to it, you know, in Holland for his team. So he was fit. So I'm not too sure why he came off either. I just felt like Birmingham were controlling the second half completely. You know, they kept the ball well and applying the pressure on us when they have it, forcing us to go along every single time. But it's up to us to create the space. And you know what I mean? But big up to everyone that's tuning in right now. Make sure you drop a like on the video, guys, if you can. It would mean a lot to me. And also subscribe to the channel. Let's try and push towards that 800 subscriber mark, guys. It would really mean a lot to me if you are new around here to subscribe right now. But yeah, big up to everyone. It's a popular stream this evening. But look, we in that second half, we just struggled to get out of our own half, didn't we? You know, very similar to that reverse fixture, you know, at St Andrews as well. But then, yeah, look, then we decided to take off both our strikers. Marshall came off for Healy, and then Charles came off for Bojan. Obviously, Marshall and Charles did work hard throughout, didn't they? But they just aren't getting any service that they require. We simply aren't playing to their strengths, as I said earlier. We're just not doing it. So, we've signed strikers, but we're not providing the service for them to score. So, what is that about as well? Into the final 20 minutes of the game, obviously, Hogg got booked, didn't he? Leeds was then forced off. After taking a knock to the face, he looked to be bleeding, didn't he? So I think I heard that he'd broken his nose. So yeah, he had to come off. Obviously, Barker came on, for the final few moments. And look, towards the end of the game, we're going to get into the Pearson. The audacity that Pearson had here to do this was completely and utterly disgraceful. But first, let's just get to the comments before we get into it. It's a Chapman, by the way. I think he's young and he's done well for us, so I hate to criticize him. But why is he taking his time when we're 1-0 down? You would think with the team 1-0 up, so it's time to drop him. Look, the urgency throughout the side is absolutely shocking, isn't it? And Chapman does mess around with it. His distribution has been questionable recently, but yeah, it's just not. I know what you're saying. Chapman has been a little bit suspect, hasn't he, recently? Anderson's apparently tailored out for a couple of months with hamstring. Yeah, to be fair, I don't think it'll be a couple of months. Look, there's a lot of rumours going around at the moment, and I think that if you've just kind of felt tightness in your hamstring, it depends what it is. If you felt this tightness in your hamstring is cramped up a little bit, then obviously he's not going to play because you risk really doing damage to yourself. So we don't know, do we? It's all speculation at the moment. So I don't really think. I've not heard anything about that, to be honest with you. We're just gonna have to wait and see. Keith says, drop a like. Yeah, drop a like, guys. As Keith says, big up to you. Thank you very much. Hogg was lucky he didn't get sent off. Yeah, obviously the challenge on Iwata, wasn't it? Yeah, I mean, look, it was a pretty bad challenge, to be fair. I will say that. So yeah, you are probably right, to be honest with you. Just to sum it up, clueless. Yeah, clueless, Dave, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely. And says, piss around at the back, then give it to Lee's off base and to hoof you up to nobody. Rinse and repeat. Brilliant tactics. I know, isn't it, just absolutely master stroke of tactics, that, isn't it? To lump the ball up to nobody and just rinse and repeat all the time. Utter garbage, isn't it? Lee Nichols is no better when it comes to slow distribution, Blue Terry says. Yeah, no, to be fair, I actually agree with you. I think that Nichols is poor with his distribution. He's slow. He's just slow. So, yeah, I actually do kind of get your point there. But look, Pearson, what do you think, guys? Because I think this was just completely and utterly disgraceful. To shush the fans, not once, but twice, when going back towards his own goal, as those fans were making our frustrations known. I think if Duff had any bottle, he would never play Pearson again. And to be quite frank, I don't really want to see him play again for us, if I'm being honest with you. It's not the first time he's felt like he has the audacity to do that when he's been performing like he has been in recent weeks. How blooming unprofessional can he get? And for me, like I said, my Pearson, for me, has to leave at the end of the season anyway, alongside the likes of Lees, whose contract's up as well. Shocking football, game after game. And last night was one of the worst performances I've seen from a footballer, absolutely, Pearson. Just completely and utterly disgraceful. And the fact that he then stormed down the tunnel after the game, apparently, as well. Absolute muppet. So unprofessional, like I said. So, yeah, for me, get one of the youngsters in. Somebody like a Neo Eccleston who's come back, believe he can play in that defence. At least he'll show some passion and desire, and at least he'll actually do something rather than passing backwards all the time. Now, look, I'd actually accept it if he'd scored or done some good passes, but he plays like a National League centre-back, guys. This is no exaggeration. And then doesn't like it when people pressure him to do better. Which, unfortunately, Pearson, you're in the spotlight, and if you don't perform well, then you will get scrutinised for it. So if you can't deal with it, then maybe you shouldn't ever be a professional footballer in the first place. So yeah, I was absolutely fuming with that. And is it terminated his contract? Yeah, I mean, honestly, just utter. He has the audacity to do that. I mean, how the blooming heck does he think that's okay? Pearson was part of the squad that disgraced the club last season, so he needs to pipe down just a clogger. Yeah, I agree. I just think it was. We pay our money. We pay our money to go and watch that. And when we see backwards, sideways football and slow, lethargic play, then you can bet on it that fans will be saying something to you, because I just couldn't believe it, me. I really couldn't believe it. But yeah, but look, yeah. So look, the game fizzled out, and yeah, we ended up losing the game. Look, I don't know where we go from here. I really don't. At this point, I'd say, if you look at the unbeaten run that we went on just before it ended, it just got worse and worse at football, didn't it, as we went along, and very predictable. Any well-drilled side with structure can easily turn us over or come away with a point. Look at Rotherham, look at Burton. It's just utterly garbage, isn't it? It's twice he's done this now. Didn't he do something like this at Rotherham Way last season? Yes, he did. He did do that at Rotherham Way last season, and I knew that he had, because I remember, because I was there actually. And so yeah, it's not the first time Pearson's done something like this. So you know what? Terminate his contract, like Aiden says. Pack your bags and leave, and don't ever, do that to the fans again. Because for me, don't expect him to have a backlash when you are performing as badly as that. And like I said, he's lucky to be a professional footballer in the first place. Let's be honest. Fans are going to get frustrated when you pass backwards at 1-0 down. Did he expect anything different? Well, this is the thing, isn't it? I don't understand it. I don't understand what he expects, really. Or maybe he's just too plain ignorant to actually realise. Is Duff still the right man? Look, I'm not going to sit here and say I want Duff out like a few people have said. But what we can do is question the tactics of Duff. Like I've mentioned many a times. What I will say, we can question the tactics of this man, because we see time and time again, plan A or no. If plan A doesn't work, then he's got no plan B, C or D. It's one way or no way. And I'm sorry, this back three is clearly not working either. The wing back's utterly toothless again. It's just not working, and you're lumping the ball upfield to nobody. We haven't got the strike. We haven't got the height up there to be doing this. Just lumping the ball forward. So yeah, look, I'm questioning his tactics, and it really is frustrating, to be fair. So look, I'm not going to say Duff out, but I'm certainly not happy with the tactics right now. Keith says Town fans will always tell the players that their play is poor, but when they're playing good, we will also let them know. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. Yeah, you're spot on there. Absolutely spot on. Ashley Zane says, hi, Ryan, hope you're well. I've seen today that Taylor came in at the weekend and said he had a funny feeling in his hamstring, so they're waiting for a scan to see what the problem is. Let's hope it's nothing. Yeah, no, that's what I kind of heard as well. So yeah, good evening to you, Ashley, as well. Good to see you in the chat. Hope you're well, mate. But yeah, it's just a waiting game to see what happens, isn't it? See. We probably will get to hear something on the press conference. I think the press conference will probably be tomorrow, won't it? For Saturday's game. So we'll have to see if there's any update tomorrow. If Keith says if Duff does get us up, can't see him doing anything in the Championship. I don't want him out though. I want to see if he can do the stuff at our club. Yeah, the thing is though, this is another thing as well. This is another good point. Mind you, we can't even think about going up at this point, guys. So I'm not even going to mention that, because we are miles off it. We are in the playoffs at the moment. But the reality is, if we continue to play like this, we aren't going up by the play. We'll be lucky to stay in the playoffs if we continue the way we're doing. It might as well have been Darren Moore in the dugout yesterday. Clueless tactics. And says, yeah, I agree. It was absolutely clueless, wasn't it? And like I said, what do these players do in training? What are we actually doing in training, guys? And what is the system? What is actually the system that we play? And why are we sticking with something that isn't working and hasn't worked for months? Why are we sticking with something that isn't working? We've won one game in 5. We've won 1 in 5 home games now, and we only won that game against Stockport on Boxing Day because of an own goal. So that was the only win that we've had in the last 5 games at home. Only 2 shots on target in the last 2 games. Dreadful, absolutely dreadful. Barely able to complete 3 passes together and just playing hoofball up to our tiny strikers. We create nothing. The wing-back system is utterly toothless as well. The wing-back system is utterly toothless, guys. I'm going to be honest with you here. And look, obviously the stats for the game, I forgot to mention, obviously, look, Birmingham didn't have that many chances. They only had 2 shots on target. They obviously one, including the goal, obviously, so they had 1 other shot on target in the game. So it wasn't exactly, Chapman wasn't tested at all, was he really? But they don't need many chances to score, and we made it easy for them to score as well. So for me, and the fact that we only had 1 shot on target in this game, 7 shots, it's just not acceptable, is it, guys, at all? I don't care who you're up against. You've got to have a go at teams. You've got to try and get in behind. You've got to try and make something work. But you might as well not have turned up yesterday with that bad. And yeah, if we look at our home form here, we're actually 7th in the table for our home form. Scoring 18 goals in 15 games isn't exactly impressive, is it, guys? And I just think, yeah, we're playing like a team that shouldn't really be 4th, if that makes sense. That's what we're playing like. We're playing like a team that shouldn't even be in 4th place. And I think, like I said, we already mentioned before, though, we've been rubbish for weeks now, let's be honest. It's just been masked by the unbeaten run that we've been going on. Burton was rubbish, Rotherham was rubbish, Wickham, fine, fair enough. Blackpool was rubbish, Bolton was rubbish, and now Birmingham last night was rubbish. Like I said, we don't pose a threat, nor look like winning games of football at all, do we? Yeah. And look, what we do every week here is we play. This is how we play football every week. Sideways, left to right, backwards, sideways, right to left, backwards, forward to the halfway line, backwards again, sideways, left to right, backwards. Then it goes to Pearson or Lees, and then they hoof it forward. No one's up front. Lose the ball, win the ball back, rinse and repeat. That is what it is like watching it. It's dreadful to watch. And like I said, I don't think that performance has nothing to do with how Birmingham performed. I think everything about that was dire. There's no identity to this team at the moment at all. I can't remember the last time any of our strikers got in behind the defence. Like I said, Duff's tactic has to be questioned now for these past few games. Like I say, it's just sideways and backwards, no attacking threat, poor creativity, passing and poor creativity in passing and lack of intensity. Where's the urgency? Where is the urgency in our play, guys? We lose the ball every time we get it. That's standard. And like I say, he doesn't have a plan. He only has plan A. Doesn't have any other plan. He's not prepared to change. I do think that we need to sign another centre-back, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. If we want to get in the playoffs, that's what we need to do. We cannot continue to keep playing the likes of Pearson and Lees at the back together in the back three. They're woeful with the ball at their feet. Absolutely woeful. And plus, they kill every opportunity of getting the ball forward quickly as well. So, yeah. Let's have a look at the comments, guys. Apologies for not getting, but I'm just going on one of those rants again now. Autos are gone now. Keeping the playoff place looks a big ask at the moment. Yeah, no, look, the gap at the top is now 10 points. And look, we've got, now the gap at the top now is only, the gap between us and the playoff player outside the playoff place is 4 points now. So that gap has closed in quickly, hasn't it? And does look a big ask to keep in the playoffs at this point. And I think if this continues, this form, guys, I think the toxicity around the place is going to continue to get worse. And so things need to change, and need to change very quickly. If we did get to the playoff final, I can't see this team winning or getting into the final. We will bottle it. The thing is, though, Duff will get outsmarted by other managers. That's the problem. Because other managers will have a plan B and C. Duff will just stick to plan A, and if it isn't working, then tough luck. We're just going to keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting miracles to happen. So, yeah. And I can't even think about a playoff final at the moment right now anyway, Keith, to be honest with you. I know you're saying if, but that's not even in my mind right now. My mind is on thinking about, are we even going to stay in the playoff places? At this rate, we're not. Birmingham didn't need to get out of second gear to win, just like the away game. Yeah, they didn't need to break a sweat, did they? The easiest game they'll ever have in their life. Utterly dreadful. We need to make this place a fortress, Duff words at the start of the season. Yeah, yeah. Where's this attacking football, guys? Where's this attacking football that Duff was supposedly going to bring to the table? Because hoofing the ball up to our strikers, who were 5'9", isn't attacking football. I haven't seen any attacking football since he's come in, to be honest with you. It's been utterly dreadful to watch. Just like Everett at Bolton. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Everett ball at Bolton. Yeah, but Everett was the same, wasn't he? Why is he, exciters then? Exciters. It's we need to make this place a fortress. It's just ridiculous. I'm tired of listening to anybody in the club right now. Just produce on the pitch. That's all we're bothered about. I'm tired of hearing the same things over and over again from this club. Ian says no identity and seemed to be no trust with each other. When Hodge came on, he was screaming for the ball from Chapman. Yeah, there's just no. They don't seem to know what they're doing, do they, guys? At all? They don't seem to know what they're doing at all. And what was I gonna? I was gonna say something as well. I was gonna go on to something. I've forgotten now. Oh, guys, it's been one of those days. Let's have a look at the league table. But Ian, I agree with you there, mate. Obviously, I agree. You're spot on. But look, this is the table right now. So yeah, we stay in fourth. Obviously, I believe Wrexham dropped points last night as well. But it doesn't really matter what people are doing above us right now because we're not doing our job. How many times have we had an opportunity to close the gap on the teams above us and we failed to do so? And now we find ourselves in fourth place, clinging 4 points now. 4 points away from Bolton, we're in 7th, just outside the playoff places. It's worrying times. It really is worrying times. And I don't know where we go from here at all, but that is how the table is looking right now. I mean, I don't even feel like doing the player ratings because I think the player ratings are just utterly dreadful. I wouldn't give anybody, apart from Ruskin, who I thought was very, very good, I thought he was our best player. I'm not giving anybody above a 5. I think the rest of the team, apart from Ruskin, were dreadful. And I don't blame the strikers for that as well, by the way. I just think the strikers are just not getting the service and we're not playing to their strengths. So their ratings are reflected because they've not been able to get into the game. And I just think the stuff that Duff's coming out with after games as well, it's just embarrassing at times, And by the way, This is not why we lost the game, but the officials yesterday, how bad were the officials last night? Just wow. The officials were dreadful in every regard. Birmingham were allowed to do anything they wanted to. Every time they went down, it was a foul. He was barely giving us anything. And the live person on my side couldn't even keep up with play and didn't seem to know the offside rule either. So, yeah, the referee was awful, but so were we. So there we are. That makes two of us. Let's have a look at the comments. Lucky to make playoffs on current performances, Michael says. Yeah, no, I agree. If this continues, we're going to slide out of those playoffs very quickly. So, yeah, I agree. It's not acceptable. Matthew, as Ryan said earlier, joins Bob tomorrow at 6:15 for our transfer show. And then joins at 9 p.m. on Monday. Yeah, transfer deadline day on Monday, so we'll be live doing both those on tomorrow at 6:15, and then we'll be going live on deadline evening at 9 o'clock on Monday. So yeah, no, hopefully you guys can join us for that. And big up to you, Matthew. And Keith said if Duff did go, who do we get in? That's the problem. Look, I don't think he's going to go, guys. I just don't think he's going to go. And it's true, I guess. But we can't. If these performances continue and we're not getting any, if we end up dropping out of the playoffs, then the noise will get louder and louder. And we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. But I don't know. I'm just not convinced by Duff at all, if I'm being honest with you guys. I just think, yeah, you've got to have more than one plan. And I just don't particularly like the formation. I've said it for ages now. I don't like the three at the back. I think you just haven't got the players to do it at the moment, unfortunately. Delusional Duff, Adam says. Does he think people aren't watching the game? Yeah, it looks like he does. It looks like it. And I'm just sick of the excuses. Just sick of the excuses from everybody. You know, we need to win football. You know, it's his job to train and coach the players into better quality, and just being too predictable, 3-5-2 every week. It's becoming an issue. It is becoming an issue. And I think if you look at the tempo of our play, as we've already mentioned, look at the tempo of our play, guys. Are these players none of these players have a clue what? I don't think these players have a clue of what is actually, how we are meant to pass and move and do the bit and build attacks. They don't seem to know what they're doing. I just think the tactical substitution as well. I don't understand, bringing on Turton when when we go 1-0 down. I mean, what is that about? It just says it all, really. And playing this 5 at the back, which effectively it is, playing 5 at the back, it's just nonsense. Why are we playing a system that doesn't suit the players we have available at the moment? And it doesn't matter who the strikers are, guys. We don't create, so we've got zero creativity. And like I said, none of the squad has scored in the last 5 games, so this is all you need to know. And when he's saying nothing's in the game, he said nothing was in the game. Nothing. Yet last night there was nothing in the game. If it wasn't for last-ditch defending by us, or that rubbish pass from their wing back in the first half as well, it could have easily been 3 or 4-0. We need a reshuffle of tactics. That's what I want to see now. We need a reshuffle of tactics, and definitely we're missing Kasumu massively, aren't we, in this team? Absolutely. We need a new centre back and a creative midfielder, because we haven't got the creativity, guys, at the moment. It is utter dreadful to watch. And if we continue to just keep doing the same thing, this isn't going to improve. Hope people know that. I think we've been right now look a lot this season, and we're in the situation now where is it going to be another case of another couple of games where we just lose game after game because we're already on back-to-back losses. Are we going to lose 4 on the bounce again like we did early on this season? And when he's saying 2 good teams, we were rubbish. Why is he saying 2 good teams? And then he said we had a right go at the end of the game. Well, are you watching a different game to me? I absolutely disagree with what Duff's saying in his press conference right now. Duff won't get sacked, yeah. Be careful if Duff goes, Rooney might be in. Ian says, yeah, I mean, look, Duff isn't going anywhere for the time being, but I do think, though, we're going to have to wait and see because this is a results-based business, and I think if we continue to slide down the league, then questions will be asked, I guess. I don't think he will get sacked. Just put it out there, who would we get in if he did get sacked? Yeah. I don't really know. I haven't really seen who's available, who we could get in, to be fair. I've not really looked, so I don't know, but it is one of those. Hamstring Field Town AFC. Ridiculous how many hammy injuries we're getting. Needs investigating, sorting ASAP. Yeah, Adam, I agree. You know, the fact is our medical department is another department that's not fit for purpose. And it's clear. All this about bad luck with injuries, it's an utter nonsense now. You know, you cannot be bad luck with injuries for this long. I think it's a case of the medical department are utterly useless. So, yeah. But I think we're going to wrap up, to be honest with you guys. We've kind of described everything that we want this evening. Just not happy at the moment with how things are going. We're not happy at the moment. I just don't know where we go from here. You know, I don't see where our next win's coming from, and that's not me being negative. I'm just being truthful. You know, we don't create. You know, I'd like to see the tactics switched up a little bit because if we don't, then it's just going to keep happening. We're just going to keep going on like this. We're obviously missing vital players, which obviously is hampering us a lot at the moment. But I'm not going to make excuses. You've got to adapt to what you have available, and Duff isn't doing that at the moment. And like I said, the fact that we don't even look like scoring, and then the balancing the defence isn't right. The back three, it's just not right. As we've already alluded to, the midfield. I'd like to see Hodge get a few stars, to be fair, because I just think he does bring that forward-thinking approach. It brings that energy in there. And instead of playing the same predictable rubbish every week, let's just try and mix something up a bit. But look, another loss, and just more misery. But look, guys, we're going to head off now. But thank you all for watching, and keep us take care. All good show again. Keep it up. Keep it up now, all blue and white army. Yeah, absolutely, Keith. Thank you very much. See you for the stream, Ryan. Hopefully we see a better performance with Northampton. Yeah, I mean, I'm not even looking forward to that. We're going into games now, and I'm not even looking forward to the games now because I just think to myself, you know, from what we've seen recently, it just doesn't give you much hope, does it? We'll see how. But look at what Northampton did when they came to our place. Everyone thought that we were going to beat Northampton when they came to our place. And look what happened. They nullified us. And it's not, you know. But yeah, let's hope. Hopefully, we can only hope. That hope and pray, I guess. But look, thank you very much for watching. Make sure you do drop a like on the way out if you can, guys. It does help the channel a lot. Subscribe if you are new as well. It means a lot to me. Let's try and get to 800 subscribers very soon. And I was going to do a transfer show tomorrow, but we haven't got really much to report, have we? So I don't really think it's worth doing anything. Doesn't look like anybody's coming in. So unless we get any news, I'm going to leave that. We're going to do the transfer show with Matt though tomorrow from Up the Chase in all departments. from 6:15, covering all the EFL and Premier League transfer deals over the past few days. So join us tomorrow night at 6:15, and then I'll be back on Friday for the match preview to our game against Northampton on Saturday, of course. So do tune in for that one on Friday evening. So that's what's coming up. Must win against Northampton. Yeah, I mean, look, it's a must-win game now, absolutely. But like I said, I don't really feel that confident going into the game, and I don't think anybody does, to be fair. I don't. Just fed up of seeing the same things happen over and over again with no changes. No change of tactics. Just one-dimensional duff tactics all the time. Change the system and stop making excuses before and after games. I'm tired of it. Anyway, guys, have a good evening, whatever you get up to. Thanks all for your support. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you tomorrow at 6:15 with Matt from the Treasure North Departments. Hope to see you there. So I will see you then. But yeah, guys, until next time, take care. And thanks for watching. Good night. Mary, I'm out. Bye.